We already had a video about circuitry prior, but also we have to take a look today at the Galarian Linoone in the Go Battle League here for the summer cap. As we see the King Rush dropping in, we can go for one big body slam. We have an insanely good moveset with Snarl, Body Slam and Gunk Shot. We can go for the next body slam, which is gonna give us the first shield from the opponent, but we are already at the next one and we're gonna get another shield by the opponent, but that's not all. Two more snarls and we are at the final one, winning switch advantage and two shields by the opponent here. Like, it shows how insane Linoone can be, to be honest. This Pokemon is one of the Pokemon that I already showcased several times before, also before the community day. I had like a horrible IV spread, but I always had so much fun playing this Pokemon, and I still have so much fun playing this Pokemon. This team here is really not meta in this kind of meta here right now. We have Beedrill in the lead, which is kind of spicy. We have the Linoone, of course, as a Chase-Up, which is kind of spicy. And then we have the newly released Obstagoon. You kind of, if you play the Galarian Linoone, you kind of have to play the Obstagoon as well, because you kind of want to bait out the Pokemon that you don't really want to face with the Obstagoon or with the Linoone. And yeah, but Linoone itself, it's so spammy. Like, you need 3 Snarls to get to 1 Body Slam. You have Gunk Shot, I think you get there after 5 Snarls or whatever. It's really insane. And the coolest thing about this Pokemon is just that it's also a fairy type answer for like Azumarill. Of course, not for Charm users, but even for Charm users, you're still gonna get to 1 Gunk Shot before they can Charm you down, so you're gonna always get a shield at least. But here again, we can go for the big Gunk Shot. Of course, we could go for 2 Body Slams, but Gunk Shot is just more funny, and you see how much it's gonna do. Completely annihilates the opponent. We see an Obstagoon coming in. We can go into our Obstagoon. It was a Bombersnow coming in. That was the wrong Pokemon. As we see the Blaziken coming back in, we can KO that thing with the Night Slash, and we can just let this move go through, go into our Beedrill, and we will be able to farm this thing down, or like go for 1 exit and KO this Pokemon. Yeah, like Linoone can be such a threat in the meta, it's insane. As we go into the next one, we had like, actually I think I went slightly positive with this team, which I didn't expect, and I had so many hard loss leads because Crossel lead seems to be very common right now. And also the Noctowl lead is very common. In general, there's a very common team with Noctowl, Vigoroth, and the what's called Obstagoon in the back. Against those teams, I think I mainly cut those videos, like battles out, because it was just hard counter. Like, there was nothing you can do if they have a hard wall for everything. Kind of sad that this team is very common, but nothing I can do here. Here we had 2 shields down, but we can still get 1 shield left from my opponent, or even another one, thanks to this Body Slam. And now we at least even shields again, even though we're gonna lose this scenario here. Crossel is the worst possible Pokemon to face for this team, as it beats basically all our 3 Pokemon. Still, we're going to be able to KO this thing, but we see a Pelipper coming in. This doesn't look too good, to be honest, as we can go for 1 Obstruct, trying to survive their charge move, but they can just go ahead, go for the big, what's called Hurricane here. Oh yeah, they actually go for Weather Ball, we survived this. But we will be actually able to farm this thing down now. It's gonna be interesting now, because they can only go for 1 Weather Ball. It doesn't KO us now. Going to a very interesting. What do they have in the back? Maybe it's, I don't know, Macargo, which we can one-shot with 1 Drill Run. We have to see. They go into a Trevenant. And yeah, like, I could have thrown my move already earlier. It wouldn't have KO'd anyway. So at this point in time, I was hoping that they swap out, but they wouldn't. So this is going to be a good game. Why are we losing literally every single lead? I'm not sure, but we see an Hisuian Electrode coming in. We can go straight for the Gunk Shot, and we can see the Hisuian Electrode going out again. Bye bye Electrode. Hi Linoone. Linoone is so amazing. I love this Pokemon. It's literally one of my favorite Pokemon. I think if I would need to pick my favorite spice pick for the Go Battle League, it would be Linoone. This thing is just so much fun. Now I finally have a good IV shiny one, which is even better for me. And even though we already KO'd 1 Pokemon, let's try to pressure this Golem a little bit, as well as we can go for more Body Slams, going to get the shield from them, and I can counter them down now with my Obstagoon. And this thing will not be a threat anymore for our Beedrill. As we see a Ferrothorn, they just decide to surrender again. Good game there. Next up, we have Beedrill against the Vigoroth. Finally a decent lead after having all those lead losses, so we can just stay in here and go for some Exodus. We can... Actually, the smartest idea here would be to go for a Drill Run at this point. Exeter is not the smartest idea, because if they no-shield here, I have to throw another one before they can get to their charge move. Like, you win CMP, but it's still not ideal. Running the draw run there would have been better. Now we have to shield here as well, but we can farm them down, and it is fine. It is okay. As we see them swap into Crustle, we have to go into our Obstagoon. Still not the best matchup, but we can go ahead, go for one nice Night Slash here, and we can at least get this Pokemon low, which is all I really want right now. If I don't win the switch advantage back here, it's also fine. I just want to get this thing low enough that I would be able to snarl it down, theoretically. As we go ahead, go for a Night Slash and actually KO this Pokemon, which is amazing. And we will see my opponent going back into their Vigoroth, which means now I can debuff whatever comes in here with our Obstruct. And this is a cool thing about Obstruct: if the opponent only has one Pokemon left, they cannot clear the debuff. And we can even go for more moves here with our nice Obstagoon. And now this thing is already at half health. They still have a shield, but now one Body Slam will even do enough damage, I think, to KO him at this point after some snarls. I tried to catch the move. Didn't work out, but I put him definitely into range for 2 Body Slams. But Linoone is not only very spammy, it's also not that squishy either. You're going to be able to swipe 2 Leaf Blades pretty easily here still, so it's not going to be that close, as we can still get to one more fast move after this and go for the Body Slam, winning CMP tie. And winning us the game. Linoone is pretty bulky, pretty spammy, and looks just insanely good, to be honest. It's like such a fun Pokemon. Horrible lead again. You see just horrible leads after horrible leads for me. They go ahead and go for a charge move here with their Magcargo. And I don't really have anything for this. They go for the overheat, so they're gonna swap out now. They see a Pelipper coming in. We had 100 energy already, which is not ideal. I kind of misplayed this. I guess I should have thrown earlier. As they go ahead, go for one charge move with the Pelipper. Weather Ball comes through, we can survive it. We can go for one Body Slam here. Do they shield this? They do shield this. We can go for one Body Slam here. Do they shield this? They do not shield this, and we can farm down now, but we can also just let this move go through, try to get some farm with the Obstagoon and hope that there's something weak in the back, because we kinda need this. As we see a Shadow Venusaur coming in, and this is basically game over already. There's not a lot that we can do here. Of course, our counter has resisted. We need to hit 2 Night Slashes here. They can just save their shield for their Magcargo, and then it's basically game over. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, as they gonna do exactly that, and I can just try to farm and try to farm and try to farm and go for my move here and try to swap now onto the charge move. But does it help? It doesn't really help. I hope they go for a big charge move. They go for the Rock Tomb, which is actually really good for them, as they're going to be able to now, yeah, just farm me down and win the game. I think if I went for my other charge move already there, I would have actually been able to win the game, and I kind of misplayed this. I should have been able to win the game if I just went for my Night Slash afterwards again as well. So that was on me. I definitely could have won this game there, sadly. As we see a Kingdra in the lead again, I just don't want to get debuffed onto my Linoone, so I'm just going to shield this move up and then swap out. I still have to keep my Beedrill alive, as it's my only answer for like potential fighting types. We see a Grass type coming in, you know what we have to do here. A big Gunk shot coming through, and we're gonna completely annihilate the Tropius with this. They didn't see it coming. We can take a Leaf Blade and we can go for more Body Slams here. This Body Slam gonna definitely KO the Tropius, and we will see the opponent going into the Kingdra, and the Kingdra still doesn't want to take a Body Slam because Linoone is just way too spammy. It doesn't really matter where they go into, and we can just get the shield, go into our Beedrill, get the final KO there on the Kingdra, and we have a shield advantage, and we see a Warring coming in. We can even get to another move here with our Beedrill, and we have our Obstagoon in the back, and it's going to be a good game. Next up, we see Beedrill against Magcargo. Horrible lead again. Like, how many horrible leads do we see still? That's insane. Like, all the horrible leads, and we see a Victory Bell coming in. We're going to go ahead and go for some baits here. We go for one Body Slam, get the shield. We can go for another Body Slam. What do we get here? We're gonna get the actual damage on it, and we can go for another Body Slam, and we will get the KO on the Victory Bell. So we have a realignment now. We can go into our Obstagoon immediately, get some nice damage on this Pokemon. We're gonna shield this move up, and we're gonna see that they're gonna have another Razor Leaf Visa in the back, which is going to be the Weeping Bell, and they have nothing that they can do here anymore. As we have the hardest answer now afterwards there. Even though we got hard countered there, our Linoone didn't care. A Azumarill comes in. We have Gunk Shot. Let's take a look at this, and boom, completely destroyed this Azumarill again with the Gunk shot, and we can even spam our body slams here, which is amazing, as they're gonna go ahead and they're going to throw their Ice Beam here as far as I know, which is nice bait. And now I can go for at least 2 more Snarls and go for my body slam. They have to shield here, they have the play rough, and they do shield here. So I can shield this up, farm this thing down, have my realignment again, and I even have a lot of energy to throw at something else. Let's see what's coming in. We see the Talonflame coming in. We can go ahead, farm up extra energy, go for some more body slams here. Going to get this thing to half health already. Go for another body slam. Gonna get more damage on this Pokemon. Going to go for another body slam, going to get more damage on this Pokemon, and you see the pattern here. I should have swapped out already here, I think, but I actually would have got to another body slam if it didn't throw here. This is amazing. Linoone is just going to town. The only problem for Linoone really is if they have a counter user in the back. If they don't have a counter user in the back, this thing is amazing. Honestly, it's like so good, as we see a Galvantula coming in. Looks like a horrible matchup for you because you have a bug type against your dark type here. But you can also just go for body slams and you do a lot of damage with those stab body slams on the Galvantula. Going for another one, going to get the shield here most likely, and we can just go ahead and farm extra energy here, and we are already at the next body slam. We can shield this move up, and we can go for another body slam, and we're gonna be able to actually KO this Pokemon most likely here now, or they do let this go and I can just farm them down. I'm fine with that. And we see the Empoleon coming back in here, and I cannot make a mistake here. I should have swapped out already into Beedrill. I realized them debuffed like 2 stages on my attack, so it was kind of ridiculous to stay in there. And we see the Crustle coming in here. I don't know if I had a chance of winning this anyway, because it was kind of a hard counter team, like it was literally hard counter all over the place. But still, I think I didn't really play this perfectly fine, as they go ahead, go for some X-Scissors. And I think I actually still had a chance later on to win this, because we get the boost here. We're going to try to KO this Pokemon. And if we would be able to now get to another charge move before they can KO us, which we do, and now win CMP here, I would be able to win, but I don't win CMP, and I'm like thinking, if I swapped out earlier and just went straight for 2 moves here, maybe I would have won because they're gonna try to KO me. I'm not sure, but like this we're gonna lose, so it is fine. We see a Zapdos coming in. I'm just gonna go for my charge move here. It doesn't really matter too much. Zapdos I don't really want to have on my backline either, so I'm just going to go ahead, shield once and farm this thing down. This is the problem with Zapdos. If you have an opponent with like hard hitting fast moves, you're kind of screwed, because this thing is super strong if it gets some energy, but it's literally paper thin. So I just have to hope that this is not a Brave Bird, but I guess it's a Brave Bird, so I'm gonna shield this up and get my shield back with this nice body slam here from Linoone. And they go swap into their Greedent again, and we can greet them with our body slams again. And I hopefully going to be able to farm a lot of energy here. That's basically what I want, but I go for another body slam and then try to swap into my Obstagoon. So I'm going to be able to align my Obstagoon against the Greedent and farm up extra energy and get some moves onto the what's called Talonflame there, and I should be able to just KO this thing with some Night Slashes here anyway, hopefully at least. As they swap into the Talonflame, we can go for 1 Night Slash here, and as we are so super spammy, we can go ahead and go for another one. Do we get the boost? Do we not get the boost? Do we get the shield? We're going to get the shield from my opponent. We can go for another one, but they're gonna throw it at a 1 HP and Dream for us, which is fine, because now they are out of energy for that thing. I can go for 1 X-Scissor, and I think this even KOs them at this range at least. We will see, it does, and they go into the Greedent, and this is going to be a good game. Again, Linoone also did a really great job there, as we see a Kingdra again in the lead. Very interesting to see so many Kingdras all of a sudden. Did someone make a video about Kingdra? I'm not sure. As we see here, the X's are coming through. We're gonna get the shield. We swap this time immediately. I don't know why I did this. As we see an Ariados swapping in. This is kind of horrible because, yeah, it's kind of a very hard answer now to Linoone. I'm going to go ahead and shield this lunge up, but now the body slam definitely doesn't KO anymore, and this doesn't look too good, to be honest, as we can go for another body slam here, but we see MP tie. I have to let this move go through. And we're actually going to be able to still survive this here, and we can go for one body slam, going to KO this Ariados, winning big switch advantage, even though we had like the type disadvantage here, Linoone on fire, but we sadly get greeted by this Beedrill. And you see how much the poison jab's gonna do here. We have to hit a Dragon to actually KO this thing. And as we have to bait here because they have one move energy advantage, we will be able to get to the Dragon in time, but they can also go just for an extra on KO us now, which sadly is exactly what they're gonna do. Even though it's resisted here, it's still going to be enough, and they can just go ahead and KO my Obstagoon here as well, as there's not a lot that I can do anymore. Counter is double resisted, it's not enough to even do any damage to this Beedrill, and we will sadly go down here, but it is fine because we can still win the final game here, hopefully. We see the opponent having the Beedrill against the Magcargo again. I love getting hardwalled, it's so much fun. But we see another Tropius, and we see another big good Gunk shot here. So throwing the spin at them, and we're going to be able to put them really low. Actually, it's a horrible IV Tropius looking at the damage it did. And we can now go ahead, go for one big body slam. I'm going to be able to win this matchup, but they're actually going to shield this up, which is fine for me. I can farm this thing down here. I think I could actually completely farm it down, but I actually still throw the move, which was not really needed. I don't know why I did this, but it is fine. As we see the Magcargo coming in, they're going to try to KO me here. I think I would have only got to one move against the Magcargo anyway, so it's okay. And we can now align our Obstagoon against this Pokemon, which is nice. They're mostly going to go for the big move, but no, they're going to go for a very small move there with the Rock Tomb, and like this we're going to lose this match, as there's nothing I can really do here against this Pelipper anymore. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can go for one X's, I can put him low, but Obstagoon itself is just like, yeah, this game is over. I actually still gonna get the shield here, which is nice. We're gonna get the defense drop, and we're going to see the opponent going for a big Hurricane. We still survive thanks to the defense drop. We can farm this thing down, as there's still a way to win this here. We can go ahead, go for one Night Slash after two counters, and we can go ahead and go for another Night Slash. Now they get the move through. Does it still KO us since the newest update? It does not, and we win the game here. Good game to my opponent. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.